The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
It's Friday. Freaky Friday. We short some people today, but that's okay. We got some substitute. We called in. We did a little.
We did. We
called some people in.
Call the bullpen.
There you go. That's a live look at the Tostitos Championship Plaza outside in front of the Ford Center word today. The high. Some are just saying the hell would fall. Summer just refuses to go away. The high of 90, currently 86 degrees. To my left, this is Kurt, 3 Pumps Daniels. In the back, keeping us live and local is our boy Chris Beam. We called in. You right-handed, left-handed?
Right hand.
First of all, this is the fun show. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Loosen up a couple of buttons on that shirt, man. Okay. Like, this is the trailer park.
I'll give you one.
One more. Let's give me one more.
Okay.
Give me one more. Don't come in here being all uptight in here, man. Like
that's better.
This is the loose show, right? You feel
already.
better already, right? Like, don't come in here and be all buttoned up tight. You got your laptop out. Well, only one person gets a laptop in here. That's Kurt. We come in here and we have a good time, man. Tommy, tell me your name again.
Yarish.
Tommy Yarish. Right.
Nobody ever gets it right on the first day.
Well, I don't feel bad then.
No, you don't. You shouldn't.
This is the show that we don't get names right anyway on this show. Writer for the DallasCowboys.com. I am Salt and Pepper Poppy. Together we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us when we speak. This show is brought to you each and every week, and Chris, you didn't give me the reads, each and every week by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Uncomfortable yet?
No, I just wish I knew we would have done that before so I could join in.
Yeah, thanks for watching our show, man. The number one podcast, the number one show and podcast on the Dallas Cowboys Network, Hanging with the Boys. It's Friday. We've gotten through all of the drama, right? The drama.
Have we? I was going to say, there's still 2 more days left.
I know. The drama, the distractions. Hopefully a tour may come through here.
I was going to say, now that you said that, there's going to be a tour.
Oh, yeah. We welcome tours around here.
Absolutely.
We want the tours to come in around here. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I want to say shout out to our good friends at Wingstop. We are in Expressing Their Flavor month. They're going out there. Kurt, you have yours right here.
I do.
Let me tell y'all, you know how we get on people about boneless. Kurt secretly went behind our back and got boneless. You know we don't do boneless. Only Shannon does boneless, and we know how we feel about people who do boneless wings.
I know. I'm with you normally, but here we are on air. I don't want, stuff all over my face.
Oh, got you. Well, I mean, depending on what that is, you know what I'm saying? 3 pumps,
yeah.
you know what I mean? 3 pumps,
true.
you know how we get down on this show, man. Shout out to the trailer parks. At some point in time in this show, we're going to have the what players needs to go out and express their flavor. What do you all do to express your flavor outside of doing the podcast? So just put that on the back of your minds. We'll come back to that. We'll address that. We'll make sure we get that in. Cowboys take on the Niners this Sunday night football. On the West Coast, big game for the Cowboys. Extremely big game for the Cowboys. Yeah. If we are in spooky season right now, Halloween's right around the corner. The Cowboys have faced this team in the last couple years, and the outcome has been very spooky. It's been Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. It has not been a very, very, very pretty sight. But Tommy, you and I were talking briefly in the room with Chris earlier, and you brought up something I thought was really, really, really interesting. Coming into this week, all the drama, all the nonsense, all the distractions, all the talk that's been happening, you said to me, interesting. The Cowboys players have a good energy about them, positive energy about them.
It's good to hear.
They felt like they're going into this week. The practice has been better. The communication has been better. Just kind of walk me behind the scenes with that. What do you think is giving the players that type of energy heading into this game?
Yeah, vibes have been high.
Ooh, we
all
like
week.
vibes.
Yeah, it's obviously a good thing, right? But vibes can be high, but you got to go win the game, right?
Yeah.
It started on Monday when I thought Mike McCarthy had his. I'm trying to find the right verbiage to use here. He was just loose. He was confident. He was thoroughly explaining things. It was the most happy he had been in a press conference setting that I think we've seen him so far. And so that's obviously a good sign. And before heading into the bye week, he said, this team practices hard, but they're not practicing well enough.
Yeah.
So for him to come back and for Dak Prescott to come back and this team to come back and say, hey, this has been a really good week of practice. Specifically, they said yesterday was a really good day of practice. That's what you want to hear because you win games with good practices during the week. If you're not practicing well during the week, then odds are it's not going to translate very well on Sundays.
Yeah.
So starting off with a good week there, Dak Prescott said the communication up front on the offensive line was really good this week, something that you want to hear since Tyler Guyton's more than likely going to be back at left tackle, and he's one of the two rookies up front there. So getting that communication down, getting those reps together so you can kind of get in unit as an offensive line, it's all really good to hear. Now they just have to go and show it on Sunday against, like you said, a team that's kind of haunted them here the last couple of years.
And Kurt, when you think about communication, when you think about good practices, when you think about all the things that we've kind of heard throughout the season of the Cowboys not particularly doing well.
Yeah.
Do you feel that
What's taking so long?
took the words right out of my mouth? This is how you know we work together so much. This is why you my boy.
That's right.
This is why you my boy. What's taking it so long?
Well, who knows? Maybe they just finally got punched in the mouth too many times,
Yeah.
or too much, negative press. I don't know. They're all on this precipice of this thing really snowballing downhill if they don't get a turnaround fix. And maybe they're realizing that. It's hard to know. Ideally, you wish this would have been going on since day one, but apparently it's not. But better late than never, I guess.
Yeah.
And, for me, I do ask myself the question: what took it so long? Right? Why now? Yeah. And is that? And forgive me for being a little bit of a pessimist because sometimes you get the coach speak. We get the everything's going well because especially when Dak talks, Dak. We know what his degree, right? Degree in psychology and sociology. He understands how to use words and put words. Mm-hmm. That's why I always listen when Dak speaks because he'll say things that kind of what he's trying to say and who he's trying to say it to when he speaks sometimes. And, are the vibes real or is this, at times what we call, fabricated enthusiasm?
Yeah.
Because everything around you is burning.
Yeah.
Like when you think about it, like everything around you feels like it's burning. And so you gotta, you put out the good vibes in hopes that you get the good energy back to you. You know what I mean?
Well, as a player, could you see a noticeable difference in those practices, and did it carry over into games?
I told you guys this last week. The practices coming off a bye when you're taking a whooping like that, there has to be a tangible difference. There has to be something that you've now implemented into this offense and or defense that feels different than what got us here. Because if you're doing the same thing that got us to this point right now, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like I physically check out. I run to the wall. I don't run through it. Right? Running to the wall means I'm going to just do what I'm supposed to be doing. Running through the wall means I really believe and am sold out on what the coach, the scheme, my teammates, all of that plays its part. You know what I'm saying? Like in it. So it's just interesting to me.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting. And Tommy.
Well, we've talked a lot about there has like Jesse was saying, there's got to be some noticeable adjustments and changes. Have you feel that same way? What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. When you go 3-3, you lose 3 games at home, you've got to change something, right? This is a team that hasn't been able to find a run game. It's a team that hasn't been able to stop the run. And frankly, they're just getting pushed around on the line of scrimmage. You guys know as well as anybody, it doesn't matter what level of football you're playing at. If you can't win at the point of attack, you are not going to be successful as a football team. So now the question is, well, what changes? And when you look at last week, the Lions just running all over, I think David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs combined for over 100 yards after contact. when you bring a guy like Eric Kendricks back into the mix, does that change things for you? It's going to have to change things because Jordan Mason's the second leading rusher in the NFL.
Yeah.
And, the 49ers can be down, Brandon Ayuk, maybe Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, whatever. I mean, the kid's running the ball really well, and their offensive line is generating a lot of push. How does Dallas respond to that? Because it can't just be Eric Kendricks. Your interior defensive line has got to come through for you.
Well, that's the problem, though. I mean, it's like
But that's what I'm saying.
you can't change the players.
You can't change the players, but you can change how they play. So if there's maybe some sort of adjustments that they've made during this week in practice, or if guys have taken a step, I mean, Mossy Smith has shown that he can play well against the run. You saw it in New York a couple of weeks ago. Can he do it on a consistent basis? I know that's been the entire
That's
problem.
tofu, right? Like
Exactly.
That's tofu. It looks like it's real food, but it's not real food. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, no, you're right.
Because I for every one, and this is not kick Mozzie while he's down,
Sure.
but for every one Giants game, there's 22 other examples.
Exactly.
That
No,
you weren't good at that. You know what I mean?
including some after that.
Yeah, the thing that gets me now with football, and this is huge when it comes to individual participation. What do you mean, Jesse Holly? You only get so when you hear Mike McCarthy and Zim talk about just how, because Zim said it again, we were inconsistent. We were playing out of position. You only get an hour and 45 minutes at practice, or whatever that time frame is. And so back in the day, the age of myself, coach can go, oh, I don't like what happened here. Start practice over again. You could be an hour into it, and coach would go, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Everybody go back inside, and we're going to start again. I've been in those practices where coaches send everybody to the locker room.
Did things get better after that?
And then you come back out, there's a more focus.
Okay.
Because you're an hour into practice, and now you got to start all over again. Like, literally, you had to walk back out to practice, get back in the stretch lines, get back to pat and go, get back to individual workout to get back to those places. And then that's the part where in football today, it's a premium on guys digging into that film. There's a premium on guys really, really using that individual period to work on the hand placement, to work on my steps, to work on those type of things. Because in the actual practice, and I know that Mike McCarthy talked about eliminating some individual work early in the week to do more team stuff. Because you only have a certain amount of time and you can't start practice over again. So that's the part that I put back on the players. You have to be better.
Yeah.
You got to be more diligent in your work beforehand. They all have the skill. They're all athletic enough. You don't get to this league, to this level, and you don't have the athleticism. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to be here, right? But the common denominator is when the ish hit the fan, are you doing what coach asked you to do? Mm. And that's been the biggest problem, especially defensively. So I hope.
Yeah,
I hope.
I mean, that's the problem too we've talked about before. I mean, what if they don't do what they're supposed to do? I mean, what are the, like you said, can't bench a $7 million player or whatever.
And that's the unfortunate part. Is that these coaches currently, they don't have the number of years behind their name now to say I'll be here for the next 3 years, so I can do what I want to you the next year or this year. To bench a guy. Because there are some guys you should like, you know what? I can't play this guy anymore. You know what I'm saying, Tommy? I can't play this guy anymore, man. Like, what are we doing here?
You got to get it now.
But these guys are like, everybody's in survival mode. And that's a tough place to be in if you're a player and if you are a head coach. All right, we'll put a pin in it right there. We'll come back on the other side. The Niners has had pretty extended off seasons, right? The last 5 years, they've been doing they've been traveling the distance, so to speak, in those playoff runs. They've been to a couple Super Bowls. Look at them now. Are they tiring out? Is the Niners' windows closed? And is this the best time ever for the Cowboys to go and get a dub against their nemesis? Stay right here with us. This is Hanging with the Boys. We'll be right back.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings, sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
This is Nate Newton from Hangin with the Boys, and Wingstop is here to bring the flavor to game day as the official wings of the Dallas Cowboys. Order now by downloading the Wingstop app or ordering online at wingstop.com.
Hey, Cowboys fans, a 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks, home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys. This segment is brought to you by blockchain.com. Also, Jigsaw, the proud dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys. So we said before going into the break, and Kurt, you put this in the notes. We so thank you for your notes, Kurt. Even when you're not in, even when you're
Don't you forget about me.
Oh no, never. You're my boy. I ain't gonna never let you forget about you. Over the last 5 previous seasons, San Fran has been to the NFC Championship game 4 times and lost 2 Super Bowls. They currently sit right now at 3-4. When you do your outlook for this game and what you've seen the Niners been so far, with the injuries, right? They had Brandon Ayuk out with the ACL. Christian McCaffrey hasn't been dealing with. He's been dealing with the Achilles calf thing. Hasn't played. Jawan Jennings, don't know if he'll play.
Hargrave's out, I think.
Hargrave's out. Last year, Navarro Bowman. Whoa, wrong linebacker. Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah.
Going off the field or on the field.
That stunk.
Tears his Achilles.
Yeah.
Is this Niners team just getting worn out?
I don't know if they're getting worn out as much as they just have some really bad luck. I mean, but it happens, right? Every team in the NFL is going to get banged up.
Hell, look at ours.
Exactly, right? Yeah. And you don't feel sorry for anybody, which is why the Cowboys have a really good opportunity in this game to come out of the bye week with a win, which they've been very successful in doing under Mike McCarthy. But I don't think the window is closing. I mean, Brock Purdy's still on his rookie deal. They're obviously going to have to pay him how much? That's up to you to decide. But, they've still got Brandon Ayuk. He'll be out for the rest of the year. But when he comes back, that's a guy that they paid him for a reason. I don't know if he showed you that much reason so far this season, but you've got guys like Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey when he's healthy. So they've got all the pieces around there. And I mean, defensively, Bosa and Warner alone are going to be able to keep them in games defensively. I mean, you expect them to have a big role in the game on Sunday. So, I don't think they're getting worn down. I just think the injury bug has bitten them similarly to how the Cowboys have been affected by it.
With that said, though, I do think you got to get them now.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is the chance.
This is the chance, yeah.
But like you said, the Cowboys are banged up too. But
what is the approach though? Like, Kurt, when you look at this and you say, "All right, cool, they're a wounded duck." Mike McCarthy, 12-5 in his career, coming off of bye weeks. They're desperate. You're desperate. Yeah. What is the vehicle for you, Kurt, for this team to go out to San Francisco and get a dub?
Well, I mean, it's the same thing it's always been. I mean, you got to be physical up front in the trenches. You got to win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Dak has to have a good game. He hasn't traditionally had good games against the 49ers. If they have any chance of winning, he has to come through. He's probably the main guy that really is going to have to stand out because, I mean, the 49ers defense isn't that banged up. If I'm, a couple guys,
Right.
Hargrave and D-Law, but they've been doing okay, average at best this year so far. The offense is beat up enough where you think maybe you can hang with them. And so, I mean, there's been some talk, on Twitter and whatever, bouncing around that if the Cowboys, we all kind of expect them to lose this game, but if they get blown out again against a banged-up San Francisco team,
It's telling.
Things could really snowball then.
Tommy, we have a saying on this show that we've said for years, and teams like the Giants, we call our Rite Aid, our CVS, our Walgreens,
Pharmacies
pharmacy
in town.
games, right? Like Nick Bosa is a player who, he's top right now. I think he's like one of the top 5 pass rushers, 6, 7 pass rushers in the league. Hasn't quite gotten that. This year he hasn't quite gotten all that love that he's gotten before in the past. Is he looking at the Cowboys like, here go my wing stop? Here's my flavor drop. Here's my flavor drop. I get to go up against presumably either Tyler Guyton or Tyler Smith and or both, depending on how they want to do it this game. Oh, and I get to go against Terrence Steele as well. Both of those bookends haven't had the best season.
No, they have
is
not.
Is Bosa looking at the Cowboys like food?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this 49ers pass rush unit is one of the best in the league. They've got a guy on the interior, and of course, I'm blanking on his name right now, defensive tackle, who's 6.
Malik Collins, one of the guys that's been playing well
That's
for them.
exactly what I'm looking
Yeah.
for.
Malik
He is
Collins.
6 in the NFL in pass rush win rate amongst defensive tackles.
Probably could use
Bosa's-
Malik Collins right about now, huh? Former Cowboys.
That's very true. Bosa's number 10. So, I mean, Terrence Steele has not played well consistently this year. He's had his moments, but consistently it hasn't been there. And then the good thing with Tyler Guyton is when he has played, he's already faced some of the best edge rushers in the entire league. Myles Garrett,
TJ Watt.
Kayvon Thibodeau, TJ Watt, although briefly in that Pittsburgh game. So you would hope that facing those guys, and Nick Bosa's no easier, but you would hope that facing those guys at least gives him an idea of, hey, this is what I can expect from some of the top level guys. He's got, that fire thrown in. He's been thrown into the fire already. Now, does missing time change that? We'll have to see. But I definitely think this is a game that Nick Bosa kind of, not that he hasn't come alive yet for San Francisco, but if he, has 2-3 sacks, I'm not going to be surprised.
I was thinking about this last night because, I've heard talks around that Tyler Smith still has been getting some reps at left tackle. Tyler Guyton as well. They've been kind of both sharing those reps this week at left tackle. And I thought to myself, I go, man, such a young player like Tyler Guyton, that like when players say, oh, we don't hear the outside noise, you're lying.
Yeah.
Okay. You walk down. Hey, when you're on one of those tours and you're walking, no. All the TVs are on one of the 4-letter networks that are showing previews and so on and so forth, right? Guys are addicted to their cell phones. Well, it's Instagram, it's TikTok, it's Twitter, it's all these type things. And if you don't see it, someone in your circle is going to be like, man, look what this idiot said about you. Yeah. So I was thinking about Tyler Guyton, and I was saying to myself, man, like, where is this kid's confidence at? Because I'm already playing bad. Then I basically got healthy scratched against the Detroit Lions. Now I'm back into a situation where I'm asking myself, do the coaches have a short leash with me? If I go out and I start this game and it's not going well for me, do they yank me? What is my threshold? How much time do I have? If I give up a sack in the first series, does the coach go, all right, Tyler Smith, you're in, Tyler Guyton, you're out? Right? Like, what is...
That would be the worst. If they're going to play him, they need to play him.
Yeah.
And they can help him more, give him chips or the tight end over there or whatever. But once he's in, I think they have to just for that reason. You don't want to shatter the kid's confidence. You got to help him develop.
And all we've heard from Jerry Jones, Mike McCarthy, everybody said Tyler Guyton's our left tackle, right? So they're trying to build that confidence up in him by saying those things and saying, "Hey, this guy is who we want to have playing at left tackle for us in the future." So I'm
Stop
with
right
Kurt.
there. Say that sentence again.
Yes, in the future. I'm
Right.
saying,
So, but
key him now and make him your left tackle of the future by getting him these snaps and getting him this experience.
But why I say stop right there, because Michael from Pittsburgh, I don't know if you have a future here.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if Mike had a three years left on his deal, then he can go, yeah, come on, play him. If he dies, he dies, right? Like
And we talked before. I mean, let's help this one guy develop. Meanwhile, the other 10 guys are getting hurt by it.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's the thing now. Like, is Michael panicking? Is Michael from Pittsburgh panicking? And he's saying, like, you know what?
It used to be Freaky Mike.
Yeah.
Now it's Michael from Pittsburgh.
I used to call him Pittsburgh. I used to call him Freaky Mike.
Okay.
Now he's Michael from Pittsburgh.
There you go.
Michael from Pittsburgh. We talked about that. We talked about the offensive line. One guy who I expected, and I'll speak for Jesse Holley. One of the other guys that I expected to take the jump, like I expected the leap to happen, and not just like a little leap. Like I wanted a Jordan type leap. Was Jake Ferguson. Like I was looking for him, and maybe it's the knee, right? He had the situation early in the year, but this is a guy who I thought would be a much more viable and explosive option in this offense, and we just haven't seen much of him to really give that, because what did Nate call him, or some other guys call him, CD and the others.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it should have been like CD, Ferg, and others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where has he been?
I was wondering this myself, and I looked at the stats based on last year's first 5 or 6 games or whatever. The stats are pretty similar. I mean, he had one big, I think he had 90 yards this year against, maybe it was New York. I can't remember for sure. But you're right. It still seems like he's not playing the same part he did last year. No. And I don't know if that's Dak's not finding him, or he's too busy helping out the blocking, or he's just not getting the separation that everybody else seems to struggle with. I don't know.
Let me pose a question to you guys. Do you think, because we've talked about the
We
disconnect.
love a good question for a question. We love it. We love it here.
We've talked about the disconnect between Dak and CD that's been apparent. We've talked about, Dak talked yesterday about how, hey, you guys talk a lot about CD and I not being on the same page. Jake and I are trying to build that connection again too. Do you think that because they are A, not succeeding on first and second down, and B, having to play 2-minute offense half the time because they go down so fast, that's really the biggest catalyst as to why we haven't seen that connection? Just because when you're in those situations, it's 3rd and long or it's 2nd and long, Dallas doesn't have a run game, so you can just drop 8 defenders, 7 defenders, and not have to worry about, Rico Dowdle, Ezekiel Elliott, because they haven't been able to run the ball this year. Is that why this disconnect has happened?
For sure. I mean, and to Jerry Jones' point, I think the scheme is bad. There are no easy buttons for Dak Prescott. There aren't things that Dak Prescott can go to in a pinch, right? Route wise, there aren't ways to get like behind you. I'm watching, the preview, the replay from the game last night. You think folks ain't doubling Justin Jefferson? Like, you think that's not happening?
CeeDee Lamb's been doubled his entire life.
Like, that ain't that's not a new phenomenon that happened to CeeDee Lamb a week ago.
Right.
And so then you watch the Rams offense, and I get the motion and all that kind of stuff, but there's easy buttons. There's like, hey, if they're going to drop 8 in coverage, because for every coverage, there is an answer. Like there is an answer.
Yeah.
And sometimes they win because their player is there with your player, or they guess right. But it seems like the Cowboys, they strain. Like, everything that they're doing on offense is a strain. And it's like, if it doesn't work, all hell has broken loose. So, I mean, offensively, when I look at the scheme, there is no easy throws, easy answers for Dak in those moments. When you can drop 7 to 8 guys and you don't have any easy answers for that, like, coming into a game, they're probably going to run zone against us, guys, because we can't run the football. So I should probably have a package of zone plays that go, the last 4 games, teams that run this type of zone on us. What are the zone beaters that we can go to? Yeah. And in those plays, I want to make sure that the guys that's beating the zone that we're seeing is not Jalen Brooks or Kevontae Turpin. Fine, they'll have their moments, but for the most part, I want the beaters to be CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, the guys who have the explosive ability to take what the defenses give them and turn it into a little bit more.
So I don't necessarily disagree with you. That scheme,
but you don't fully agree with me.
I don't.
That's
no.
all good. That's okay.
That's fine. Yeah,
it's fine.
But
we agree to disagree.
My question would be: if scheme is the issue, then what changed from last year when this was one of, if not the best offense in the NFL?
You had a running game.
Fair enough.
You had a running game
and a better line.
Easy buttons.
That's fine. I just wanted to hear your take on it.
No, you got it, brother. All right, man. Let's get to our last break of the day. We'll do our picks. For it.
You got a stat for us?
I got a stat for you.
All right.
Yeah, I got your stat. Your stat, man. Stay right here with us. Just hang with the boys. We'll be right back.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings, sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
This is Nate Newton from Hangin with the Boys, and Wingstop is here to bring the flavor to game day as the official wings of the Dallas Cowboys. Order now by downloading the Wingstop app or ordering online at wingstop.com.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouthwatering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Hey, Cowboys fans, a 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys on this Freaky Friday as we get you set and ready to go for the Cowboys taking on the nemesis San Francisco 49ers. You like my shirt? Do you know what this shirt means right here?
I don't.
Tommy?
What does it mean?
Do you know the Jesse Holly game?
You know the
I
Jesse
know
Holly
the Jesse Holly game.
This is it right here, Tommy. This is right here. This is the moment. Where's my camera? My camera's right there. This is the moment before we go onto the field. If you go on YouTube, you see Tony Romo. He's like talking to me, like patting me on the shoulder pads. And people always ask me, what did he say? I have no clue what he said. I literally have no clue what he said because I was trying to overtalk him. In that moment, I was telling him, I'm ready, Tony. I'm ready. Broken ribs, punctured lungs. And he said, all right. And the story goes, after the play happens, I resurrected Dan Bailey's career. And when we got on the plane to go home.
That is the truth, by the way.
That is the truth.
Yeah,
he was going to be cut after that game.
Dude, he didn't miss a kick for like, what, how many games?
Shoot, he went on a run.
Half the season.
Yeah. We get on the plane afterwards, and Tony's in the back of the plane. He's like all hurt and like drugged up from punctured lung, broken rib type situation. And I tap him on the shoulder as I walk by, and I said, man, because he changed the play in the huddle. He called the play to win the game. And I said, why did you change the play? And he looked up at me, smiled, and he said, you told me you were ready. put his hoodie back on, sat back down in the seat, and we went on about our business.
There you go.
And the next week I was on the bench. All right. Hey, Kurt.
Yes.
Hey, Cowboy Nation, get ready for the ultimate game day experience. Thanks to 7-Eleven, you can win a VIP experience, like a tour. You guys go on a tour. To the Cowboys versus the Bengals showdown on December 9th. Just text Cowboys VIP to 711-711 for your chance to win premium club tickets, sideline passes, travel, and more. Don't miss out. Enter now. No purchase necessary. Ends 11/20. Must be 18 years or older. In the U.S. or D.C. Void where prohibited. Message data reply. Visit bit.ly/go711-711 for full details and non-text entry.
Oh, big goals, huh?
Yeah, big goals, huh?
See you later.
I pump gas only on pump 8. Only on pump 8. And only on pump 8. And I have to finish with zeros. So like if I get $17 or
it's got to be 17.
It's got to be flat. It has to be flat, right?
So what prompted that? Is there a backstory to that or?
Well, 8's Kobe.
8's
That's
Kobe.
his guy.
Okay. My guy. Favorite number. I don't.
Hey, I'm not judging you. That's,
you know what I mean?
Everybody's got their thing. That's your thing.
You know what I mean? I like to go down to the trailer parks, spend a little time down there, like to pump gas on 8. You feel me?
There you go.
Man, I've just been busier than Jesse Holly at the trailer park with a case of wings.
You know what I mean?
Busier than Jesse Holly, trailer park.
With a case of wings. All right, so let's get into our well, do I want to go predictions now?
Let's do the wings.
Let's do the wings. Let's do this.
All right.
Our good friends at Chris, give me the name. Lauren. Shout out to Lauren, not Hill, but Lauren. She's on time. Lauren Hill don't be on time. This Lauren, she be on time. This Lauren don't be on CP time. She be on real people time. Have I ever texted any of y'all? Like I text people, white or black. Like if I say that I'm going to be like 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away. Like, you know, black people, when we say 5 minutes away, we just now leaving the house. You didn't know that?
I did know that.
All right. Well, wait. How do you know that?
I got friends who I've had to deal with all the time.
Your black friends got black.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
You can catch on over time.
All right. Let's go, baby. Let's go, man. You know what I'm saying? Kurt, you got black friends, man. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. You might be able to roll with us, Kurt. You might be able to roll with us, man. But I text people sometimes. I'm like, hey, 5 minutes away. A white 5. That means I'm going to be there 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, hey, I'm 5 minutes away. This might be a little colored.
Yeah.
This 5 might be a little colored.
If he says 5 minutes away, we just start the show.
Yeah. You know what I mean? If I don't put that white on it, if I don't put a white 5, that thing might be a little sus. It might be a little suspect.
There you go.
All right, let's go. Wingstop's probably like, don't do that before you do our Wingstop situation. Shout out to our good people at Wingstop, man. This is a Wingstop show.
Yeah.
Our show is brought to you each and every day by Wingstop. If ever gets his wings. And so Wingstop is having this this flavor drop, right? They have it over the next couple months, and you know we are the Wingstop show. We eat today. We're not eating on there, but we eat on there.
Yeah.
Derek don't like it, but what can you do?
Sorry, Derek.
Yeah. What do you can do? We're number one.
The next show doesn't like it. Trust me.
Yeah, they don't like it either. We try to clean up our mess. But Wingstop is doing their flavor drop this week, and so they asked a question. And I want you guys to answer it. I'll answer it as well. I'll start with you first, Kurt.
All right.
Because you're my boy.
All right.
What player, singular, needs to go out and express their flavor?
Yeah, emphasis on singular.
Singular.
Yeah, singular. That
Might need more than one,
ruined
but we're going singular.
I was going to go with Chris's low-hanging fruit and say the whole offensive line, but express their flavor.
Yeah, you got to go out there and be saucy.
Well, I mean,
what's your sauce?
My sauce?
What's your flavor? What's your Wingstop flavor?
Today I got the Louisiana spice hot thing or whatever.
Louisiana rub?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yep. Louisiana rub right there.
I'll taste a few things. I'm not set on one. But today I went with that. Anyway, God, that's because there's so many. I mean, the real whole low-hanging fruit is Dak. It's got to be Dak. They're not going to win if Dak doesn't show his flavor. Hopefully it's Louisiana rub or whatever. He's hot.
He's from Louisiana,
right? Louisiana, yeah.
There you go.
Flavor.
Yeah. So, I mean, that everybody else can do what they want to do, but he needs to break out of whatever this big game criticism slump he gets into. It's probably not as bad as we all say, but he has to play well for them to win this game.
All right, Dak. Kurt went with Dak Prescott and Louisiana flavor. Tommy, what player needs to go out and express their flavor?
Give me Terrence Steele. I want him to have a nice game on the outside against this 49ers pass rush. If he's able to give Dak time, then Dak can step in and have a big game and have some time to find some guys downfield. So give me Terrence Steele protecting Dak and maybe having some of that Louisiana heat too off the edge.
I don't, Nick Bosa's coming off that side. I don't know.
That's why he needs to. That's why he needs to show some flavor.
Gotta have a little kick to you, huh?
Yeah, you do.
Well, that Louisiana rub got a little kick to you.
It does.
So that matches. For me, it's not a player.
Oh, okay.
It's not a player.
Okay.
It's Michael from Pittsburgh.
It's
Michael from Pittsburgh. Michael from Pittsburgh, as we like to say in my community, Michael from Pittsburgh, you got to get in your bag, my friend.
Yeah.
Whether it's a Goyard, whether it's a Gucci, Louis, Fendi, Prada, damn it, I don't care if it's a Jan Sport. You got to get in your bag, my friend. You got to get so deep in that bag that when we come back here on Monday, we got to be shocked. You had a whole week. You're doing cross-the-hall meetings. You're having conversations with those guys over there. I don't know what the hell they're going to tell you because they ain't doing what they're supposed to do on that side. So I don't know how y'all having these cross. But anyway, you're having these cross-talk meetings. Your owner is publicly calling you out. There's rumblings from the locker room that your scheme is not right. It's not plentiful. Michael from Pittsburgh, you got to have all the flavors. You got to go in. And here's the thing, Michael. Go hard or go home, my boy. Like, you got to just throw it out there. You got to just go and just say, throw caution to the wind. Let all whatever your insecurities are, whatever you think may go wrong, say, F it. F it. I'm going to throw caution to the wind, and I'm going to go out here, and I'm going to let this thing fly. Yeah. Kurt, when I go down to the trailer park sometime, man, I bring that 50-pack of wings.
Louisiana rub.
The Louisiana rub, and we go ham.
Yeah.
And sometimes it get physical down there, Tommy. It get physical down there at times at the trailer park, but guess what? We win.
Yeah.
We come out of that thing, and there are some satisfied individuals when we shut the lights off down at the TPs. So for me, it's got to be Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, that's true.
Michael from Pittsburgh, brother, I don't know what flavor you like. Where is he? Oh, Pittsburgh. What does Pittsburgh people like?
Cheesesteaks.
Pittsburgh? Cheesesteak?
I guess it can expand from Philly.
But what flavor, though? Blue collar guys. He looks like a no, Mike. You know, we don't fat shame on this show.
Beer flavored.
But Mike, you look like you could throw down about a 50-piece, Mike. You at least a 20-piece by yourself, and that's not a knock. I'm a 15-piece by myself.
I was say that's not a bad thing at all.
No, not a bad thing at all. But Mike, I know what's your flavor. Don't give me the plain. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you got to give me something. You like a hot sauce kind of guy.
Yeah.
Be hot.
Well, did you see the news that he's kind of hinting around that we might see Dalvin Cook? Is that part of the
you know what? That's
flavor explosion here?
Yeah.
That'd be a nice new flavor for this offense.
So glad you brought that up, Kurt. Before we do our predictions and scores, who's the odd man out, Tommy? If you elevate Dalvin Cook, you're either going to have to go. You're going to have to go with 4 running backs, right? Because he's already said Rico will get the bulk of the carries from here on out. Zeke's his backup. Hunter Lipke is the Swiss Army knife, right? He's a running back and tight end, and he plays all 4 special teams. So are you going into the game with 4 running backs, Tommy? Or does somebody get their game day jersey snatched and is a healthy scratch? And if so,
if it's one, I think it has to be Zeke.
Ooh.
And I think that's what makes this difficult, right?
But that's the problem. It makes it difficult from a popularity standpoint.
Exactly.
It does not make it difficult from a
football
production
standpoint. Right. No.
Yeah, but
if that's what you want, if you want to bring Dalvin Cook up, why are you basically going to keep a similar style of player? If you're going to bring Dalvin Cook up, that's exactly
because now you have to publicly admit that you probably were wrong for signing him.
But would you rather be wrong about something or win games? That's what this.
Oh, you talking to me? What I feel and what he feels.
No, I understand.
Well, it's 2 different things, Tommy. 2 different things.
Do you want to win football games or not? I think that's what it comes down to.
Again, Tommy, you talking to me here. Yeah, what I feel and what they feel.
I know. I'm just putting it out there.
All right, let's get to our scores and predictions. Shannon texted me. Where's your pen at? You got your pen? You don't have your pen?
I don't have a pen.
All right, it's all good.
I'll type it in.
It's all good. Shannon, his score was the Niners. Picked the Niners to win 24-20. 24-20.
24-20.
Yep. Our boy Nate Newton, you know how Nate do. Nate said half a point, Cowboys.
Half a point.
Tommy, you're a guest on our show, so I'll let you go next. Who's winning? What's the score?
You know, I think that this is a little bit closer than I thought it would have been, and I've kind of gone back and forth on who I think wins this game during the week. I think that San Francisco's defense is still just too good.
Yeah.
And I think they win a close one, 34-28.
34-28. 28.
34-28.
Because I think this offense is going to be better out of the bye. Mike McCarthy's shown he can play better after a week of bye. But, you know, I still think there's some question marks with this defense.
All right. 3 pumps. What you got?
Along the same lines. I think the 49ers are still – I mean, the Cowboys have to show us that they're going to do something different. So far, we're, good teams blow them out. So let's hope that doesn't happen again. But I think it'll be closer. I don't think it'll be quite that big a blowout. Maybe 49ers 24-20.
24-29ers. Chris Beam.
Yes, sir.
What you got, brother?
We're going to go Cowboys.
Of course.
Let's go. I'm going to do 2017, Aubrey kicks one, and then heads to jury duty.
I need to change my score. Shannon's got 24-20. So let me say 27-24.
Okay, 27-24. And you said
2017.
20-17 Cowboys from Chris Beam.
Yes.
Josh.
Nate's not here, so I'm going Dallas Cowboys 100-1.
There you go.
Shout out to Logan.
Is that what you said on your show, Josh?
Shout out.
That was Logan.
That was Logan. I was looking last week.
Oh, that's right.
Is Jazz back there?
Jazz is back here.
13-10 Cowboys.
She did 13-10 Cowboys.
Man.
Touchdown, we win by a field goal.
You guys got Aubrey locked in right there. Okay.
America's kicker.
There you go, man.
I mean, he's the only one that's scoring points.
All right, so for me, I always give a stat that I look at the week. If I never watch the game, if I don't turn on the game, if I'm coming down from Mars, Tommy, and I do not see the game at all, there's one stat that I'll know that Cowboys didn't win that football game. And this week's a simple one. It's kind of one that's been the thing for the last couple of weeks. The Niners right now are rushing the ball for just about 150 yards a game. You said it earlier, Jordan Mason is the second leading rusher in the National Football League. We've had trouble this year and in the years past with the Shanahan tree. We're now facing the trunk.
Yeah.
We are now facing the daddy.
Yeah.
We're facing the daddy. And the daddy, to me, is probably the premier play designer and play caller. I think Andy Reid's the best coach in the league, but when it comes to play designing and play calling, to me, right now, Kyle Shanahan is probably in that lead with McVay somewhere in there behind him. So he looked across the league and said, hey, I'll tell you what my disciples have done. I've called up some of my disciples and said, hey, what do you guys think? Students teach the teacher. And they said, run the football. Run it left, run it right.
Up the middle.
Attack the edges.
Backwards.
Reverses. Do as you wish, but run the football. Michael Irvin would always say, you beat a man by attacking his weakness. You break him by attacking his strengths. So whatever the strength the Cowboys think they have defensively, you attack that.
What's the strength there?
And I say that Jordan Mason, if he has over 165 yards or more,
wow.
That right there is the stat where I don't have to watch the game at all. If I look up and I go, he has 165 yards or more, Cowboys lost that game.
Yep.
I have the Cowboys losing this game 30-14.
Oh, wow.
30-14. Yeah. Niners boat race the Cowboys.
Wow.
Another embarrassing loss on the ledger for the Cowboys.
Not what we need.
They look at the boogeyman and they try to come out early on with that enthusiasm you told us about. But the Niners go, I am your daddy. Tommy, man, we appreciate you, brother.
Thank you guys
Thank
for
you.
having
Stop
me,
by
man. That was
anytime,
so
man.
much
Just make
fun.
sure those buttons aren't so tight,
All right,
man.
yeah,
When you
no,
come on
I-
this show, loosen them buttons up, man. Show some of
I
that,
got
some of
you.
that chest hair. I know
I've
you're
learned
a
my
young
lesson.
kid. Your mustache is just growing in. You got a little peach fuzz. Come on down to the TPs with me, man. I'm gonna get you right.
All right.
That thing, they do nail on you. That thing will fill out. It'll fill out.
I'm
You know what I'm
there.
saying?
Don't tell me.
Man, for Tommy, for Kurt, for Shannon, for Nate, for Chris, for Jazz, for Josh in the back, man, we appreciate you. Hopefully it's Victory Monday. Make me wrong. I want it to be Victory Monday. But if not, we'll still be here Monday, man. Hang with the boys. We out!
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this,